Hello and welcome to day 6 of my mental health vlogmas. As you can see, today I'm joined by Pandora, my cat. So say hi. Today I'm going to talk about sleep and how important it is to get good sleep hygiene. Now, sleep affects you mentally and physically. To get a good amount of sleep and good sleep can really help just in your day-to-day life. So one of the most important things about sleep is having a good routine. So going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time. I know we all like a lay-in on the weekend or non-work days, but this can actually really affect your sleep cycles, because basically your body just it's just not enough time to get back into a routine, and you just generally benefit from getting up at the same time every day. Easier said than done, especially if for whatever reason you go to bed a bit later, but just sort of bear it in mind, getting up around the same time can be really helpful. Having sort of a wind down routine, so things like having a bath, maybe doing some yoga or stretches. And one of the things that can be really helpful, especially if you've got a lot on your mind, is writing to-do lists. So sort of trying to pull out all of those sort of strands of things that you might sort of end up sort of worrying over. If you get them out of your head onto a bit of paper, they're there, and you're more likely to not sort of spend an hour sort of or hours thinking them over and over again. So the amount of sleep you get will depend on you. Averages are from about 6 to 10 hours, so you kind of have to experiment a little bit to find what works for you. I know for me, I tend to sleep for maybe, if I get 9 hours sleep, I feel really great during the day. If I get any less than that, I really struggle. Yeah, it really depends on different people. One of the big things coming out now is avoiding blue light. So that's phone screens, computer screens, but it also includes certain light bulbs. So LED light bulbs emit blue light. Now this blue light affects your brain chemistry, and so it really messes up your sleep cycles. So avoiding blue light at least like an hour before you intend to go to sleep can be really helpful in helping your brain sort of get back into that natural cycle of sleep. Avoiding caffeine and nicotine right before bed is really important, because these are stimulants, and obviously you want to wind down and not wind up. So these are things to bear in mind. Another thing to also bear in mind is drinking alcohol. For those of you who are over 18, think about drinking alcohol in moderation. So whilst alcohol does make you very sleepy, it affects the second half of your sleep, because once your body starts to process that alcohol, it actually really disturbs your sleep. So when you go to sleep, you don't want to, your digestive system will sort of wake up and start processing the alcohol, and then your body start processing the alcohol in your blood, and this will all affect your sleep. You want to sort of basically just be mindful of how much alcohol you're taking in. Gentle exercise is really helpful, especially for people with anxiety. Sort of working out that anxious energy can be really helpful, and depend on you, depends on how vigorous of exercise is good for you. So some people find doing lots of vigorous exercise before bed is helpful. Some people, just some gentle yoga and stretching is better. Then food. Try not to eat anything heavy or rich straight before bed. As I said, with alcohol, you don't want your digestive system active whilst you're sleeping. Also, heavy, rich food can cause a lot of reflux, which will disturb your sleep. And then naps. Having a nap 20 to 30 minutes is really great for you and can really improve your mental health and physical health. Having longer naps is not advised because it can affect your sort of your sleep at that night. But what I will say is, you know, sometimes you go to have a short nap and end up having a couple of hours nap, which happened to me today, which is absolutely okay. It happens, but I think more than anything that tells me that right now I need to be getting more sleep and I need to be getting better sleep. So it's kind of an indicator. So naps aren't inherently bad, just make sure they're not for too long. Yeah, and another thing, sleep environment, making sure your bed is literally used for going to sleep. So it sort of makes your brain think that, okay, I'm in bed now, now's the time to sleep. Now's not the time to go through all my emails or respond to messages or things like that. It's just focused on sleep. And then with your environment, sort of consider blackout curtains. So they could, if you've got a lot of sort of street light going on, blackout curtains are really great. Also, with blackout curtains, if in the morning when you first wake up a little bit, if you open the curtains a little bit and let some light in, that can help kickstart sort of your brain in the morning. So that can help wake you up a bit better. And then temperature of the room, you technically need the temperature to be about 18 degrees to help you fall asleep. So one of the things that you can do to also help you with sleep is to have a bath before bed, because then all your blood vessels are on sort of the surface of your skin, which means you'll cool down a lot faster, and if your body cools down, it sort of helps you go into that sleep state a lot faster, which is really helpful. If you live in a busy area, maybe investing in some earplugs, these can be really helpful. But also if you have like thick curtains, blackout curtains, those can also really block out a lot of noise, so that's something bearing in mind. And final thing to say is there are numerous apps online. I'll just mention one, but there are literally thousands which people swear by. The one I'm going to mention is Calm. Now it has loads of different features. There's a free version, so I would recommend checking out the free version. There is a paid version which just has a lot more resources, which I think can be really helpful. So there's a lot of sort of body scans, sort of there's some stories which when you listen to can help you fall asleep, some different ways to sort of log things, and yeah, so being mindful about sleep can be really important in helping you to notice what routines you have, what routines are helpful and what aren't, and I hope you can get a good night's sleep tonight. So my happy thought today, I had a really great nap. It was longer than intended, but I really needed it, and I actually almost feel a lot more relaxed now that I've had some sleep, and I'm looking forward to having doing a good sleep routine tonight and getting some pretty good sleep tonight. So thank you for watching. As always, be kind to yourselves. I will link to the previous vlogs in case you missed them, and I hope to see you tomorrow. So thank you. Bye bye.